Welcome to all you Scorpios. Welcome to your monthly horoscope for September 2013. It's a Scorpio month. Absolutely a Scorpio month during the month of September. I think maybe one of the most important months for a lot of Scorpios. And why is that? Because there's so much happening in your sign. There is going to be a conjunction between Venus, Saturn, the North Node, all in the same degree, namely 8 degrees of Scorpio. So if you have any planets around that degree, you will certainly feel that energy. Now, it is something really special because that doesn't happen a lot when those 3 planets conjunct, and especially in the same degree. And another thing that is very crucial is, although it happens around the middle of September, around the 18th, 19th, it has this influence on the whole month. And in November, when it's around your birthday, the 3rd of November, there's going to be an eclipse on that particular point at around 11 degrees of Scorpio, which is very close to 8 degrees. So, which means that it's not only happening now in September, it will continue up until the end of this year. I made a separate video out of this particular constellation of Venus and Saturn and the North Node in Scorpio. So if you are interested to go a bit deeper into what that is all about, go and check the video that I linked up below underneath this YouTube video. You can find everything there. But now, what does it mean for you as a Scorpio? Well, having Venus in your sign and Saturn in your sign and the North Node in your sign is for all of us, for all, no matter what sign you are, it's all a wake-up call. It's all a call for going for what you truly value deep down inside with all this, without the superficiality of things. Now, Venus in Scorpio is very much related. The Venus is related to what we like and what we value. And in Scorpio, it is related to truthfulness. It is related... A Venus in Scorpio in a natal chart doesn't like superficiality of people, of things. They want things to be real. And even if it's dark, they don't care. Better the darkness of people than being someone who is having this masquerade. So Scorpio wants to go very deep and wants to go beyond that. So this is happening for all of us, as a matter of fact, to getting more to the core of what we truly like in life and what we think is important and what we think is very valuable in our lives. Now, having Saturn there as well, the combination of this Venus and Saturn in Scorpio makes it all worthwhile, makes it all Saturn wants to work very hard in Scorpio, and the combination of Venus in Scorpio together with Saturn is one of the most loyal and committed connections to have. If you see that in a natal chart, even in whatever sign, Venus and Saturn together, it shows someone that is very committed, that is in love, and someone that can make things happen in combination with what they like, because they work very hard for it. These are also people who are professionals, who are business-like, who work hard. It's about really that manifestation planet of Saturn in combination with Venus, the things that we like, the things that we value. So there is for you, especially because you are a Scorpio, it's really a time of getting the grips of what you truly value in your life. And as it happens in your first house, it has to do with you, and it has to do indirectly also with other people who are close to you in your life. Having this constellation in your sign means that you are going to be a bit like this Venus, Saturn energy and North Node energy. The North Node, I didn't explain that. The North Node is all about what our future path and where we are heading at. So having the North Node in your sign means that for a lot of Scorpio, especially for those who have a Scorpio rising, and especially for those now who have a Scorpio rising around those 8 degrees, they will find their destiny. They will find where they want to head at. They will find with who they want to go on the path of their life. So these are really important times for people who have planets in Scorpio around those degrees, around those 8 degrees. It's a time of things happening. It's a time of manifestation. The North Node is a very fateful point in the horoscope. It's pulling you or pushing you towards the future, towards where you need to head at, and it's related to what you value. It's related to what you want to work hard for. Having Saturn in your first house is all about working hard and making those foundations for the next 30 years, because Saturn makes a cycle once around about 30 years. So for you Scorpio, it is really this new cycle. So be very conscious of it, and I'm sure you will, whatever it is that you're longing for, whatever it is that you really want to accomplish, make sure that it's very true and that it's very honest, and then you will really be able to step by step, because Saturn is also the planet of construction, the planet of definition. So you really will be able to achieve that. Not only do you have these ingredients of Saturn, of working hard, of really having this new birth, which I talked about probably in other monthly horoscopes for you Scorpio, with Saturn in your sign. It is a kind of a new birth, a kind of a cycle that has to do with more maturity. And with Scorpio, it's really going very deep, and it's really going towards what is very important for you in life. So a lot of Scorpios are getting rid of the superficiality anyway in their lives, always. But now it's even more. It's even more. And so, of course, that can relate to relationships, because the North Node and the South Node is there. The South Node in your 7th house. So you're dealing with relationships. If they are completely not working for you anymore, this is now a time, even more than ever, that you are going to take your steps to renew this, to say goodbye to what is absolutely not working for you, and to welcome the new. If you're having a good relationship, or if you're having a relationships with most relationships, it's ups and downs, you will really stick to that relationship because you are so committed and you are so loyal to make this happen, and you will work even harder than ever before to make this relationship happen, because Venus and Saturn shows that you realize what they're all about, and you also realize what you are all about. So you are realizing not only the responsibilities, but also you don't take it for granted. That is really this for you, this first house, Scorpio, in Taurus, the 7th house, which is your close relationships. If you are not in a relationship, it's a possibility that you are going to attract someone new into your life, and that has really this fateful energy around. This Venus and this Saturn is namely trining Neptune, and that is also, it's the last month now, around September, that this trine is going to happen between those two important planets, Saturn in your sign and Neptune in Pisces. And for you, that is your 5th house, which is the house of the heart, and the house of your heart connections, and the house of your self-expression. So it is also an opportunity for a lot of Scorpios, especially new relationships, to establish what you have been longing for a long time, to establish those high ideals that you have and maybe that are connected with relationships. You can really manifest them now, but by working hard. That's the Saturn that is over there. So all really very much Scorpio stuff, and especially with those two planets that are so working hard to give you what you value the most in life. And it is different for all people, you know. Some people are more attached to material stuff, other people are more for the immaterial stuff. It doesn't matter, but what you think is important in your life, there is a possibility to attach to that and to work hard and to accomplish what you really want to accomplish because of this determination. Venus in Scorpio is very determined. It goes for what it really thinks is important in life, and even when it's hard, and even when they get, you know, negative reactions back, they are still going to persevere and to commit themselves to that. So it's very much a huge commitment to yourself. It's a huge commitment to your own personality, and to, you know, these are the foundations that you're making for the next 30 years. If you have a Scorpio rising, it's for the next 30 years that you are doing this. It's especially around those 8 degrees, you are really establishing a new you, which is always very exciting and very fulfilling as well. So what else is happening with your ruler? So in traditional astrology, Mars is your ruler, and it could be the case that around the 9th of the month, so the 8th, the 9th, the 10th, around those days, that you're feeling a bit frustrated because Mars is up to a square with the Saturn. So it could be that with that working hard and all what I talked about, you're having a bit of a frustration moment, because or you are impatient, or you think, you know, this is really a tough thing, but whatever it is, you go for it. And later on, around the 15th, so a couple of days before and after, there is a trine with your ruler Mars with Uranus, which shows that you are going to have a lot of energy. So Mars in a combination with Uranus is always about energy, high energy levels. So you will have the energy to work for what you want to accomplish, that you think is so important, to get some more truth in your life, because that's what you are all about, you Scorpios. You want truthfulness in your life. You don't want things half-heartedly, or how do you say that? So a stone that I kind of associate with this Venus Saturn nerd energy is this one. I think it is called jade or jade. It is a very hard stone, and it really has this association, I think, with Venus and Saturn and Scorpio, which is really working, that hard, solid energy. And this stone was used a lot with in China, making weapons, actually, because it was unbreakable. So that has to do a bit with what's happening with you. You were very determined around this period in September. Actually, you are always quite determined when you have planets in Scorpio, but even more so now during the month of September and continuing a bit later on. And it is also the stone associated, I looked it up for you, it's associated with harmony. So that's the Venus, of course. So you're getting harmony with yourself, and you're getting in, even when you're getting in touch with the darker sides of yourself, which is also about Venus and Scorpio. You are really committing towards yourself and towards understanding yourself, and therefore letting in new people in your life who are going to be quite different than normally. Now, anyway, that was for Scorpio for September. I wish you all the best and good luck with all this exciting energy, and see you next month. Bye bye.